So I'm just going to continue on with part 2 of the video because the first part I really liked and I wanted to share. So you'll watch part 2 now. We're going to go back to this card that we just chose for where the world is heading right now, and you see all the sweetness of the inner being coming through us and the acceptance of all the different races, nationalities, belief systems, and colors around us. So the world is, through the past couple of years of incredible intensification and suffering and isolation, moving to a place of unity. And as I said in the video preceding this, it's not heading to that place overnight. It's going to take a while. We've still got some transits to go through that are pretty strong, pretty heavy duty, but we are coming out of the woods. So think of yourself walking into the woods. It's getting darker and darker and darker and darker. We got to the very center of the woods, pitch black. We can't see where we're going. We're scared. We're reaching out for each other, which is a good thing. We're starting to connect in new ways and understand and listen in new ways. Now we're slowly starting to come out of the woods. More light is seeping through the trees, and the trees are not so densely populated. We're coming into a new world. And I do feel we have started the awakening at a deep core level of our being, and I feel happy and joyous about that. I think it's wonderful. Not everybody's on that train yet. Some people are trying to catch up to the train. Some people aren't even looking for the train yet, but some people are, and they got their arms out and they're feeling the wind and they're happy. They feel the shift. So hang in there and seek out your inner faith. Seek out the beauty of all the things you do have in your life. Stop comparing yourself to others. Feel the joyous regeneration. Let Scorpio be a time of rebirth. Scorpio, the highest level of Scorpio, is the phoenix, and the phoenix comes from the ashes of its own self-immolation. It's reborn. It's burnt to nothing, and then it reemerges and is reborn and flies high. So there are 4 levels to Scorpio. There is the scorpion, which is the stinger scorpion that's got kind of a vindictive, jealous, nasty part. The next level is the snake, where the Scorpio goes through a lot of transformation within life. Keeps, as we know, snakes are slithering along still, but they do lose their skin and are very vulnerable and feel very tender till they grow a new skin, and then they lose a new skin. And so there's a constant life of a new life being born within one life. So many Scorpios that you may know, or wherever Scorpio is sitting in your chart, is where you are going through a constant rebirth. That is the house where everybody's got Scorpio in one house of their chart, and that is the biggest place where you're going through rebirth. The 3rd level of Scorpio is the eagle, who flies above the circumstances of suffering and all that it's gone through, and is looking at it from a higher level. It's got a higher vision. The 4th level of Scorpio, those Scorpios, they usually have lost everything. They usually have gone through a lot of death, or a lot of, they've lost their home 6 times, or they've lost a child, or they've gone through a lot of personal, everything's just been taken away from them. It seems that way from the outside, but those are the Scorpio that do become the phoenix, the ones that rise from that. Kind of like the lotus flower in the mud that slowly grows up through the mud, through the kind of murky water, comes to the surface, rises above. The lotus is actually about a good foot to 2 feet above the water. So that's when it goes into the eagle level, and then the phoenix is when that beautiful lotus bud emerges and shines forth with all its beauty. And it sways in the wind. It's got very translucent petals and a bright yellow illumined interior stamens. So let's go to the very final card of what where we're heading for the rest of 2021. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's people being woken up. The lightning is striking the inner consciousness of people. And again, the face is happy, the face is relaxed, the face is listening, the face is inward. And the third eye and the inner mind, the inner depth of our soul is speaking to us, and we are actually hearing our own messages of guidance of where we're supposed to go next. So I'm feeling very optimistic, and I'm very happy that yesterday I destroyed the tape because it wasn't an optimistic tape and it didn't feel right. And I started watching it. I go, I've just got to get rid of this right away. So I would love if any of you feel you would like to look at your chart and see where your rebirth is occurring and where your challenges have been, just contact me at angelicmercy44@gmail.com. And if there's anybody on the other side that you have lost over the last few years that you would like to reconnect with, I just had the most amazing readings yesterday, speaking to somebody's grandmother, Ruth, who was a really tough woman and a most amazing soul. And every day I just have these exciting experiences meeting your people who have crossed before you and bringing forth their beautiful, loving messages for you to help guide you in your life, or just to give you the assurance that they're still there. They're still around and they've still got love and feelings and sense of communion with you all the time. And the third thing is that I just feel like we're headed on a path of no longer wanting all this dissidence and this is fighting and this anger. We're getting tired of it. It's wearying of it. And so that too is leaving us. And we're heading into a time of great ways of helping each other. And I just found that in my own life. I had somebody offer me two new beds. I really needed beds. Somebody else came forward and said, let me help out on your dog vet bill that just had that horrific accident. Somebody else gave me a bartering for a beautiful little Apple laptop, which I've wanted for years. Somebody else just offered me a TV for a minuscule amount. I'm just saying right now, it's about people helping each other. It's not for me to say what I've done for others. I'm saying what people have done for me that have given me the gratitude and the sense of optimism that we're returning to a grassroots feeling of being there for each other. One of my friends just wrote me that she and her daughter are creating huge meals twice a month for the homeless. And just people caring for each other, showing up at the door when my sister passed, people coming to my door and leaving orchids and sweet cards and writing me from all over the planet, feeling the loss along with me. That eased the burden of grief and made me feel joyful that so many people cared about her and prayed for her soul. What a beautiful world this can be. So I'd like to end there. God be with you. May we all look upon each other with mercy. May we all drop grudges that we have for each other. And times of, yes, we've all had battles and fights with different people in our life, but let's let it go and look at each other and seek the God within each other. Seek the light. Even the tiniest little speck of light in somebody that's been driving you crazy, try to find it. You'll feel better. You won't be reinforcing your negative thought forms about that person. So God be with you. May we acknowledge that God is with us. I won't say God bless you. God is blessing us. Thank you.